Okay, the last section we'd like to just look at how a fight can start, the way you should stand, the way you should try and operate to try and minimize, obviously, your loss. And yeah, just a few things that you can look at. First of all, your body posture is very important, the way you stand. Obviously, you can't be schizophrenic the whole time and aware too much. Obviously, most of the times you're nice and relaxed. But your sixth sense will always pre-warn you of any problems coming your way. You will start feeling uncomfortableness and butterflies. It's all adrenaline, your body getting ready for what we call fight or flight syndrome. So the first thing is, if I'm squaring off with somebody, and let's say it's still just a social talk, and all of a sudden this guy is starting to get slightly hostile, is like I said earlier on, there's always a hands up. Okay, this is what I'll refer to as my fence, okay, my burglar bars around my house. Okay, I've got my space and I don't want this guy in my space. So the last thing I want is somebody walking right up to me like this and talking. I always want to back off and put my hands up. I want to create that space. The other thing is I can also determine what kind of attack he's going to start with, because if my hands are like this, he can only basically come around. If my hands are like this, he comes straight through the middle. Okay? So I can kind of force him to do the attack that I want him to do. Okay, so the first thing is the hands are down. Second thing is you must start talking with your hands when I'll go through all the different stages, but remember it can go from the bottom stage all the way up to what we'll call red zone, or it can go systematically up all the stages. Okay, so the first one is the hands are down, you're busy talking. Second one is your hands you start raising your hands up, and you learn to talk with your hands. Okay, even for example, if you're at a garage or you go into your car and somebody approaches you that you don't know, okay, your hands should come up immediately and you start talking, not with hands in the pockets and say, yeah, how can I help you? And boom, the next thing you get. Okay, always learn to talk with your hands, even if the guy's asking for directions or for some money or whatever the situation. Okay, we've all got criminals out there and we do not live in a perfect world. So you need to make sure that you are aware and prepared for these kinds of approaches. Okay, so the hands are down initially, the hands go up, you start learning to talk with your hands. Once this guy, you can start seeing the next level, the hand should immediately, from this position where you start talking with your hands, turn towards the person, almost like you're telling him to stop. Okay? Then, as in our previous techniques, while you're busy, it's going to the next level now, while you're busy talking with your hands and telling this guy to calm down, you systematically start putting one leg in front. The reason for that is, like I said, if that shove comes through and I've got nothing behind me, I might lose the balance, might knock my head against a wall, and I might be out. Okay? So once the hands are here systematically, while I'm busy talking to the guy and I'm moving my hands so I keep his attention by my hands. Okay? And I systematically put one leg in front. So when he shoves me or the pressure comes in, I've got something to give back. Okay? Right, so the hands are right here. If he comes forward and he puts his chest against here and I have to shove him away, most of the time I only do that once. Okay? Because if he's going to come and do it again, there's a good chance that he's going to start attacking. Okay? So this is what we call preemptive striking. So if I go through the whole procedure and I start talking with my hands start coming up and I start doing this, and he pushes forward and I push back and he comes again, I might have to just start hitting first. Okay? It's not always a bad thing to do, because if you hit him before he hits you, okay, you win the fight. Okay, so from this position right here, okay, I need to make sure, first of all, that I'm covering my center line so that, like Brendan did, he came around the side. So I'm expecting that. Very difficult from there to punch through the middle because he's going to go right into my hands. Okay, and again, let me re-stress that if you do this, he's going to come through the middle. Okay, so keep the hands right there. And this again, for witnesses around you, like I said, your next fight is in a court of law. For witnesses around you, when they hear you say, look, I don't want to fight, back off. This looks much better than you say, I don't want to fight, back off. Okay? And you look like you're ready to fight. Okay, so this way here is much better. The other thing that you can do if you want to take it to the next level, is raise your hands up slightly into his eyesight. So not down here where you can still punch you on the nose. Okay? So you want to make sure that the hands are up slightly. Okay? Yeah, where this starts irritating him, where I can immediately jab him in the eyes. Okay, I'll start lifting this up and I'll kick him into the groin, okay, and then go to the highlights. So the hands play a very important role. What we're going to do next is, while I'm in this position here, let's say the punch does come in. This is a very good technique to do, okay? Instead of saying, all right, I've got 50 blocks where he punches with the right hand, I've got 39 blocks for the left hand, 42 for the straight one. Once you figure out which one you're going to use and the punch comes in, it's too late. So what we do from this here, okay, with my left leg in front, and I'm standing in this ready posture right here, okay, is the hand goes behind the head, I grab hold of my head. Remember, this doesn't knock Brendan out. This knocks him out. Okay, the spinal twitch. Okay, that is what you have to be aware of. Okay, so once I grab my head, I'm actually forcing less movement in the head. The rotation, spinal rotation up and to the side. Okay, so I'm grabbing hold. Then the other one comes straight up to the middle. Okay, so whether he throws a round punch, a straight punch, or the other side round punch, okay, doesn't matter, I'm going to be covered. A straight punch, I'm covered. Left hook punch, I'm covered. He takes a bottle, he smashes at me, I'm covered for most of the time. Okay, so this is a good reaction. Instead of doing this kind of thing, it's from you to immediately grab hold of your head. Okay, even if you do get a shot, right there, if I'm holding onto my head, yeah, it's going to hurt a bit, but at least you're going to minimize this movement here, and at least you're going to minimize maybe getting knocked out. Okay, so from this position here, the slide comes in, I take it right there. From this here, I'm immediately going to grab hold of the person, doesn't matter where. If he's got long hair, I grab the hair. The shirt, doesn't matter. And this should be instinctual, it shouldn't be something you think about. Okay, so from there, it comes in, I grab, and I start driving my knee into the person. Okay, like I said, this is not something you want to think about, this is something that you want as a reaction. Okay, immediately there. From here, I've got lots of options. Okay, we won't go through the options in this DVD. This is just immediately what you can do. It will help you. Okay, I could punch this person from here. I could elbow this person from here. Okay, I could throw my shin up into his groin. I could go for headlocks and chokes from here. I could go for takedowns from here and start pounding the person down to the ground. Okay, there's a couple of things I could do from there. Okay, once I throw that knee there, I could grab hold of the guy's shirt, put my fingers in his eyes and whip the fingers, rake his face from it. I could stay attached and throw the elbow again from it. I could put my palm and thrust the hand and take his way down to the ground from it. Okay, it's unlimited. Okay, you shouldn't even think about this stuff. You should just be like a wild animal busy destroying its prey right here. Okay, so once again, from there, slide comes in, I cover, I grab, reaction, instinctive. Now I start feeling what's happening, and now I start adapting to whatever I want to start doing with this person. Okay? The next one is where you get caught unaware. Okay, so you can't go through all those stages. You get caught unaware, you're busy talking, and just out of the blue, this guy starts taking a slug at you. Now everybody would raise their hands up. I don't know, there anybody, unless they're so intoxicated that they've got no reaction, nerve reaction, that they'll stand there and see this thing coming, or see any kind of movement coming and just stand there and take it. Okay? So everybody would raise their hands up. So what I'd like you to do is, in class or when you're training with your partner, is let somebody just go and try and slap you on the ear, and every time you just drop the head and you push your hands forward. Doesn't matter what you do. Okay? So as it takes a slug, just drop and push your hands forward. And it's the same concept. Wherever I grab hold, same thing. I start immediately. Like I said, if you can, you escape first. So once the slug comes in and I grab hold and I throw this knee in, I can push the person away and I can escape. I don't have to stand and fight. Okay, I'd rather go home and play with my kids and stand and slug it out with this guy here. Okay? So the one is where you go through the different stages, and the other one is where you're standing and a slug comes in and you just drop and you raise your hands up. Okay? And then you stay attached. Just remember, if Brendan holds his fist here without pulling it back and punching you, he tries and punches me from there, push, okay? No problem. Now if he just does that and he punches me, he's going to knock me out. Okay? So when that punch comes in, the closer I can be to this person, I'm taking away a lot of his firepower. And this is where I want to start fighting, because this is where I can destroy the guy when you're up really close in person. Okay? So once again, through all those stages, you work the cover, the grab, instinctively. All the hands are down and you can work it from different angles. Let the guy, boom, the hands go, stay attached, start driving. Just remember, tools like your elbows, your knees, and even to a certain degree your head are tools that you don't need to condition. It's hard bone, you can immediately use it. Your fist, your kicking, some other attacking tools you have to condition a bit. But the elbows and the knees and even the head you can apply immediately. Just on the head, most people once they grab it, they want to hit like this. Try and avoid that, especially for his mouth, his nose, and getting your face involved there. If I'm here like this, you throw the head this way. Okay, you do not throw that way. Okay, you push it in that way. Go up against the wall. Okay, so do not ever do that. I might just do this. He drops his head, and I do this. Yeah, I'm going to get knocked out. Okay, so make sure you're always pushing with the head. And again, think about all the tools you got. Okay, you got pinching, soft skin tissue, pinching. It's very, very effective. You got raking, especially for the woman, raking the eyes, raking the throat, raking the groin, all over the ship. You got the eyes, you got the throat, you got the groin. Okay, you got your elbows, you got your hammer fist, which is also another non-conditioned tool. You don't have to condition that much. You can hit really, really hard. Go to a brick wall and see how hard you can hit it with the fist, and try it with a hammer fist. Okay, you can hit much harder with a hammer fist. So these kinds of things you can hit really, really hard. Take your keys right through the guy's eyes. Okay? Use your shin into the guy's groin. Okay? Look for those joints, complete those joints or destroy those joints wherever you can see them. Step on his limbs, push him. Okay? Drive, starts losing balance. Okay? So you can either set or start capitalizing out of it. Okay? So there's many, many things you have to think. You've got one mind, many, many weapons. Okay? It's up to you to decide what you want to do with it.